Hey everybody, welcome to Randy and Janelle Live. I'm Randy.
I'm Janelle. We always take a breath.
We
I'm always like, you're
always,
Randy, I'm Janelle, and I'm like, okay.
it's good to be together. That's why I think it's like, oh, friendly faces.
I
We're
think that's
together.
what it is. I think it's a deep breath, like, hi. Like if I
Hey,
could see you in person, I'd probably do a hi and want to give you a big old hug.
a hug. I
I
know, I'm
think
a
that's our air
hugger.
hug.
Killing me.
Our
Yes.
pause is our air hug.
I I love it. I love your shirt. Are you dreaming of being
Thank
in San
you.
Diego?
I am. I am. I put, happy, thinking of beaches, palm trees,
I
all the
like it.
things. Yeah.
I like it. Putting good vibes in your life. Good. I love it.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
today I'm excited for today. Today we're going to have a guest speaker on. She should be coming on in a few minutes, talking about tips and tricks and giving us a resource for so many out there that are needing information on health insurance in these crazy times.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. We had good response and loved the talk that we did last week with our guest on homeschooling tips. That was really awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go back and look it up. It was a great one. So, a lot of good tips and tricks.
Yeah, and good resources too, websites that you can go to if you're needing some assistance or some help with homeschooling. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know about you, but I get overwhelmed by insurance and health insurance and car insurance and all
Mm-hmm.
those things. So we thought it would be really a good idea to maybe try and navigate through these waters with someone that's in the field. So I'm excited
For
about our
sure.
talk coming up.
For sure. You have to have somebody you trust because I feel like I don't know how to navigate through insurance. And there are so many options with, like you said, with car insurance included, like so many variables that change the numbers drastically unless you have somebody you trust really going, no, here's what you really do need, and here's what you can leave behind. It kind of, you're navigating through scary waters if you need it, if you need the insurance.
Yeah, I feel
We froze a minute. It's just me. She's frozen in
from
such
home.
a
We're
great.
examining everything.
Oh, restart a little bit. You froze for a second, so I didn't hear anything
Um,
after I talked.
I was just saying, I know that in our life, we're taking a look at everything. We're examining everything in
Mm-hmm.
ways that we can be more efficient, more cost productive, more, um, you know, taking out unnecessary expenses and
Yeah,
just really examining everything in our household top to bottom to see what really is necessity and what is fluff or
totally.
taking up unnecessary energy or dollars, time.
Yeah, that's one thing we do want to look into this year, even with everything going on, is solar, because I do know that that solar credit is going to be going away. And that's something that can also lower your bill overall. So I haven't run all the numbers myself, but I definitely, we're going to be looking into it this year just to see if we can get that PG&E bill down. So, because it's going to be a
Gotcha.
hot summer and we don't have a pool like you do and can't go to the gym pool. So, I'm going to be needing that
I know.
AC.
I know. The AC, the warmth is coming. It's coming
It
our way.
is coming. It's gorgeous today here, though. I'm looking outside right now. It is beautiful. Like there's a light breeze. I think it's mid 80s. It is gorgeous today.
It is
So,
gorgeous.
it would be nice.
One of the things that I appreciate about this time is um, how we've been able to simplify a little
Mm-hmm.
bit for some.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's a little bit about what Rachel's going to go with us too, is her and her company have been able to simplify the industry a bit with their resources and stuff. So I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Um, trying to dial in. It disconnects after 2 rings. Okay, so maybe she's just trying to call. You
Weird.
continue on, and I'll try and get
I'll
her
continue
on.
I'll continue on. So I don't, why is my mind blank now? Last time when we had Laura on, we were having a little bit of technical difficulty too. And so we stopped the whole Zoom and restarted and all that kind of stuff. So this time we're just going to power through. You guys can hang with us.
Okay, she's on her iPad.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. So,
okay, let me take a peek. Maybe she needs to go to.
We do know last time when I paused it, it restarted, it kept it together, and that's when Laura was able to log on. So I could try and pause real quick.
Do that.
Oh, she's back. She's on. Never mind. Maybe we just need to throw out the word we're going to pause, and then it works.
It works every time. Hello, friend. This is our good friend, Rachel Rambo. I'm super excited she's joining us. She's joining us from her home, just like all of us.
I've had a little bit of a strategy during this work at home so that I can shake it up. Every other, I move to a different position on my dining room table so I have a different view.
There you go. I love it.
Perfect.
Perfect. I love it. Well, let me introduce you to Rachel before we get into this. Rachel is the Director of Customer Acquisition at Eat Health, and we are so excited to have you because we've been talking about different categories of things that people are either having issues with, needing some help, needing some resources to go to, needing something. Last week we talked about homeschooling and pointed people into the direction of helpful resources for homeschooling. This week, Janelle and I thought it would be awesome to speak with somebody that's in the health insurance and the insurance industry to help give our viewers and friends some tips about where to go if they're struggling with that, because Rachel, as you know, so many of our friends and loved ones and even people we
froze again. Hang tight. Oh, come back. I should have a little
for health insurance. So
absolutely, millions.
Here you are. Yeah.
Are unemployed at the moment. We've never seen this in our lifetime. It's really tragic. And health insurance is top of mind because the whole reason we're in this situation is because of a health issue, which then creates a level of anxiety and just worry for people to manage.
Right.
I have money and I don't want to get sick. How am I going to protect my family? Really top of mind.
Awesome. I know it's top of my mind.
Yeah, right.
And yes. So Janelle and I, fortunately to date, have been blessed, but we know lots of people that have not. And I know that our situation changes daily. So would love to some of your maybe your top 3 or just some of your highest suggestions of what people can do in this area of health insurance as far as what they should do first, maybe.
Yeah. So my top 3 tips that I'll speak to are: know what your options are in terms of health insurance, because there are options. So understand those. 2, think through how you really use your health care. Like, how often are you going to the doctor? Those types of things. What services are you using on a regular basis that you need now? And then 3, pay attention to deadlines, because there's typically a window when you can make your choices. And if you're outside of that window, you have to wait until open enrollment, which is in November. So those are 3 top of mind that I would tell any of my best friends sitting next to me. So let's walk through a scenario.
Okay.
You come home and you find out you're unemployed. Well, if you don't come home, you are home. You're at home you get notice from your boss that they just can't support your family anymore. And so they go down the path of the unemployment process and they offer you COBRA. COBRA is a really good option for some people. You get to keep your same doctors, the networks around that doctor. You've got history and relationships built there. You understand how to use that plan. So those are all positive things about COBRA. You can, like, less disruption is the way I would basically say it. The tricky thing about COBRA for most people, especially going into an unemployment situation where your pay changes significantly, is that it all of a sudden is a very big bill to pay. Because what's happening is companies, to acquire really great talent, will provide a health policy that has typically got a really great benefit structure, meaning you're not paying much in copays when you go to the doctor, or your deductibles are lower than it would be. Something that creates this very expensive. Now you're paying 100% of that, and previously maybe your employer was paying 50% of it, and it was in your paycheck, and you didn't really pay attention to that $100 your paycheck, and now all of a sudden you're looking at $1,000. So we try to do the best we can in walking people through those options, even if it doesn't benefit us as a company at ehealth.com, because people have to think about, would an individual policy be best for a person and their family? Would you qualify for government assistance with a subsidy? Looking at the amount of income that you have, and the government could provide a percentage towards that premium payment for you, and then you could get a major medical plan. There are different, like, ancillary gap type products that can kind of fill in, and that's where I say knowing how you use your plan is really important. That might be a cheaper option. And then what we've seen a lot, and especially this last couple of weeks, is small business insurance. Like, is someone in your house a small business owner and never really thought about moving to a group plan under that business structure? That might be something that creates a tax deduction for the business and handles the insurance for the family at the same time.
So is your company a broker then, can work with different healthcare plans, or how does that work with eHealth?
Yeah, so we are essentially the Travel Expedia of health insurance.
Okay.
You'll come to our site, you'll enter in your zip code, and then you answer a couple of small questions about yourself, and it'll give you a selection of choices. And then from that selection, you can take maybe 4 at a time and do a side-by-side comparison of the details about that plan and the cost structures for those plans. And then you can make a choice that works for you. What's interesting about this is that we don't have a commission. So if you pick up the phone and talk to an agent, or if you use the web services, there's no fees. We get paid by the insurance companies to display their products.
Okay.
So there's how that works.
It's a great resource. I know that you've said it a couple of times to me as we've been going through this COVID process of, there's so many questions and it's so overwhelming. And so I love that your company kind of does a side-by-side and kind of organizes it for us to look at, if that's something that.
And you were frozen a minute, so I'll ask a question, Packet. We keep freezing. Sorry, internet is really bad today.
Oh, are we
internet
good?
Is bad. Yeah, we keep freezing. So.
Okay.
I was following her.
I can't see her.
The number one thing that people are coming in droves maybe to your site for, is it probably the furloughed and unemployed?
Yeah. Today, unemployment concerns on both lines of business, the individuals and even the small business owners that are working through fluctuations there. So we're getting a lot of phone calls about that.
I'm sure.
I think when I think about, so what I do is I write a lot of content to help educate people. And we put out newsletters and blogs and fill our site with resources to help explain things for people.
Mhm.
And I find that this demographic is the area where we need to educate the most, because someone who's been with an employer-sponsored insurance plan, they just let their employer take care of it. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
taking. I have two choices. I pick this one. Done.
Yep.
When
Mhm.
it has to actually solve, it becomes overwhelming to understand the terminology. What does the deductible mean? Well, okay, but how does that mean? When does that apply to me? Like, well, I want the cheapest one. So immediately people say, oh, well, this one's $20, so I'll pick that. $20 less a month I have to pay. But sometimes if you really do the math, which is where the agent can really help, you might find that the one that's $20 more is actually cheaper in the long run, depending on how you actually use it.
Right.
Because of the other cost, the percentages that you have to pay, share with the doctor, what types of specialty services you get, right? Or those types. And that's where it just, people just go, oh my gosh, this is too much.
And then shut down sometimes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we have to have health insurance, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's the law, right? Or we get fined
Didn't
Yeah, in
that
California-
change?
in California.
It's by state.
In
Okay.
California. Yeah. So ehealth.com is the website, correct?
Mhm.
ehealth.com. That it can be for anyone in the United States as a resource. And then I'm sure that there's state variances. Is that correct? Or is it more geared? Okay.
That's why we ask you for your zip code when you come to the site, so that
Okay.
you what you need or what you need to pay attention to in your state.
In your state. Awesome. That's
Got
a
it.
fantastic resource because it would take us eons to figure it out. And like I said, I am in that category of just selection A or B, and the employer has it taken care of. So I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to the terminology. We would really have to be educated. And I'm thankful for people like you that are out there doing it in terms that we understand. Awesome. Can you read off?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Jenna.
I was gonna say, okay, my daughter, September, you need to go. She wants to say hi. Maybe it's when it froze, but if somebody's just getting started, would you recommend them first going online and going that way, or recommend picking up the phone and talking to someone?
I think that really depends on preference. I mean, some people want to like research and understand before they get on the phone because they don't want to sound dumb. They want to like feel like they kind of know what they're talking about and see what their choices are and then figure out what their questions are. And some people are like, you know what, can someone just handle this for me?
Mhm.
You know, there's
Right.
really a preference. Now, if you were a person that understood what they're looking at, you could go through the whole application process without ever talking to a person. You can do everything online.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. And
is that something you can do currently? Like if you haven't lost your health insurance and you currently have it, but you want to predict the future, maybe you think you're going to lose it. Is that something that you could start researching now?
you could, yes.
Okay.
Now your buying window, which is my third tip there about paying attention to deadlines. When you get your COBRA, you're going to have X number of days or weeks before you have to make a decision. You also have just 60 days from that date to buy health insurance outside of open enrollment.
Okay.
And
Super
if
important.
on that 60-day mark, now you have to wait until November 1st.
Okay, that's really, 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 really important to pay attention to. Yeah.
And is
And then-
November 1st a California guideline or a nationwide guideline?
It's a nationwide.
Okay.
Open enrollment runs from November 1st until December 15th. During that 6-week window of time, anybody can buy a major medical plan. You can switch, you can move things around, anything like that. Outside of that window, you have to have a qualifying life event. That means you lost your coverage outside of your own control,
Got it.
which could be losing a job is the number one reason.
Right. Okay. So just as a recap, one more time, Rach, can you read off again your 3 tips
Yeah.
that you said? Okay.
Know your options.
Mm-hmm.
Think through how you use healthcare,
Okay.
and then pay attention to your deadlines.
Yes. I'm so glad that you said that because I mean, it could be really impactful if you miss that date.
Yes.
Really impactful. Not only health-wise, but financially too, or you being without insurance. So really good tips. I really appreciate those. Even someone that has health insurance at the moment, I need to know this stuff in case something I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. So in case I know there's lots out there like me and Janelle that are needing to know this. So I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. I know you're so busy. You're talking to people all over the world. So thanks for the tips and the time. And I can't wait to put this out. And we'll put the website, it's ehealth.com, but we'll be sure to put that in the comments in case you guys forget, and be sure to check it out. So I'm sending all my friends there as a source. So thank you, Rach.
Guys think of things, or if any of the viewers come up with questions and they're pinging you, feel free to shoot them my way and I'll help however I can.
That's
Sounds awesome.
I do this for a living because I've been in this situation.
right.
Me here.
Right. That's awesome. I love it. And one fun fact, Rachel's an awesome gardener too. So we might have her back on when we do a garden segment.
Randy and I maybe need the tips personally.
I love it. Thank you so much, Rachel, and best of luck to you. Stay healthy, and we appreciate you.
All right. Thanks,
Have
guys.
a good one.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Awesome.
All
Thanks,
right. Well,
Janelle.
that
We'll
was
talk to you
great
soon.
info. Sounds good. I hope you have a great weekend.
Bye.